Pretty much every company out there is sitting on a mountain of data. And that data, it's like a gold mine. It promises smarter decisions, incredible AI, and a real competitive edge. But here's the catch. If you don't manage it, that gold mine can turn into a minefield fast. So today, we're going to talk about the one thing that helps you tame that data beast. It's called data governance.
Okay, so let's be real for a second. Every organization is dealing with this exact thing. Their data is a total double-edged sword. I mean, on one side, you've got these incredible opportunities. We're talking game-changing insights, brand new efficiencies. But on the other side, that's where the risk is. Big risks like compliance nightmares and security breaches. And that brings us to the big question, right? The one every leader really needs to ask themselves. Is your data a true asset that's pushing you forward? Or is it a hidden liability, just sitting there waiting to blow up? The difference, and it's a huge one, really just comes down to a single thing: how you manage it. Because when data isn't managed well, wow, the costs can be staggering. I mean, just think about it for a second. You've got AI models failing because they're being fed absolute junk data. Business strategies that are built on totally wrong reports. We're talking about hefty fines, serious legal trouble, and those damaging cybersecurity breaches you read about. It's all just a mess of wasted resources and bad information. That, right there, is data chaos. So, how do you fix it? How do you get out of that chaos? Well, the answer is a structured framework, something designed to bring order to all of that mess. And that answer is data governance. Okay, so what is it exactly? The easiest way to think about it is like this. Data governance is the official rulebook for your data. It's the whole shebang: the policies, the processes, the people, the standards, all working together to make sure your data is treated like what it is, a super valuable strategic asset. And the whole point of good governance is to make sure your data has 5 key qualities. You want it to be accurate, so you can actually trust it. It has to be secure, obviously, to protect it from threats. You need it to be consistent, so everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet. It's got to be accessible, but only to the right people. And, of course, it has to be compliant with all the rules and regulations. All right, so that's the what and the why. Now let's get into the fun part, the how. This is basically your blueprint for building a really solid governance framework from scratch. And here's something you've got to understand. Governance isn't just some IT problem that gets solved in a server room. No way. It is a team sport, for sure. Success absolutely requires clear roles. So you'll have someone like a chief data officer setting the big picture strategy. Then you've got data owners who are responsible for specific areas, like all the customer data or all the product data. And then you have data stewards, the folks on the ground making sure the data is clean and makes sense day in and day out. Right, and every team needs a playbook. Yeah, that's what these policies are. They are the backbone of your governance. They answer all the really important questions, like who gets to see what data? What does good quality data even look like for us? What are our security rules? How long do we keep this stuff before we get rid of it? These rules are what give you that consistency and safety you need. Okay, so we've got the people and we've got the policies. Now let's see how all these pieces actually fit together to create a system that, works in the real world. Now, this is super important. Data governance is not a set it and forget it kind of project. It's a living, breathing cycle. First, you define your standards and roles. Then, you implement the tools and processes to make it happen. Next, you monitor everything. See how the data is being used. Check the quality. And then, and this is the crucial part, you use what you've learned to improve the whole process. It just keeps going. And this, right here, is where the rubber meets the road. A strong governance plan is how companies deal with this crazy maze of regulations out there. We're talking about things like GDPR for personal data in Europe, HIPAA for health info in the US, or CCPA out in California. A solid framework is literally your ticket to staying compliant and, avoiding those huge fines. But how do you know if any of this is actually working? Simple. You measure it. Success isn't just a feeling you have. It should be a number you can point to on a dashboard. We're talking about key metrics, things like a data quality score that tracks how many errors you have, or time to insight, which basically measures how fast your people can get the data they need to do their jobs. You track this stuff to prove it's worth it and to figure out where to get better. So, when you finally put all these pieces together, the people, the rulebook, the processes, the metrics, what you get is a massive transformation. So let's talk about the big payoff, the real reason you do all this.
Okay, first big win, better, faster decisions. It's that simple. When everyone in the company actually trusts the data, they can move with confidence, they can move with speed. It just gets rid of all that time wasted arguing over whose numbers are the right ones. Benefit number 2 is a huge reduction in risk. Remember all those fines and breaches we talked about at the beginning? Well, proper governance is your best defense. It's like building a shield around your most sensitive data, protecting not just your bottom line, but your reputation too. And finally, and this one might be the most exciting, good governance actually speeds up innovation. Think about it. When your data is clean, secure, and easy to understand, your teams are free to get creative. They can safely experiment, they can build new products, they can train powerful AI models, all without putting the company in jeopardy. You know, there's a line from the source material that just nails it. It really captures the entire point of all this. The whole process is about one thing: transformation. It's about turning that raw, messy information into a trusted strategic asset that actually pushes your business forward. At the end of the day, your data holds so much potential. It's always talking to you, telling you what your customers are thinking, where the business can get better, what might be coming next. So the real question is, once you have the right governance, are you ready to finally listen?